Hello everyone, this is Andrew at Crown Academy of English. Today we are doing a lesson about telephone numbers, and this is part one of a three-part series. So here is a telephone number from London: 020 7946 0620. And the length of British telephone numbers is either 10 or 11 numbers. So this number has in fact 11 individual numbers, but sometimes a telephone number can have only 10 numbers. Also notice that there are several blocks. This is a block, and this is another block, and this is another block. And the very first block of numbers, this is called an area code. An area code. Or sometimes it is called a dialing code and even an STD code. But dialing code and area code are the most common names. The length of the area code is 3, 4, or 5 numbers. And it always starts with a 0. Always starts with a 0. And the area code identifies the town or the area. So the purpose of the area code is to tell us where the telephone number is. So for example, 020 is London. 0131 is Edinburgh in Scotland. 0121 is Birmingham. And 0161 is Manchester. And of course there are many other different area codes. Each of them identify the town or the area. And the other block, the rest of the telephone number, this is called the local number. And the length of the local number is 5, 6, 7, or 8 numbers. So here we can see it has 8 numbers in 2 separate blocks. So the local number is made up of 2 blocks. And the local number can have 1 or 2 blocks. So sometimes the local number only has 1 block. Okay? Let's look at some special telephone numbers. Mobile phone numbers in the UK start with 07. So the first 2 digits, or the first 2 numbers, are 07. And here is an example. You must understand that mobile phone, this is British English. Okay, we only say mobile phone really in British English. In American English, they prefer the term cell phone. Cell phone. Okay, so this is more American English. Free phone numbers in the UK start with 08. And here is an example. And free phone numbers, they are free to call. So if you call them, then you do not have to pay any money. And we also say toll-free number. So a toll-free number is a number that is free to call. Doesn't cost you any money. premium rate numbers in the UK start with 09. And here is an example. So these numbers are very expensive to call. So premium rate means that the number is very expensive to call. So you have to be careful if you see, if someone gives you a telephone number that starts with 09, then be very careful because it will cost you a lot of money. And the emergency services, so the fire service, the police service, and the ambulance service, they all have the same number. And in the United Kingdom, in the UK, it is 999. So we pronounce it, we pronounce each number separately, 999. So this is the emergency number in the United Kingdom. And in America, their emergency number is 911. So we pronounce it 911. Each number separately. Okay? And of course, these two numbers, they are free to call because it is an emergency. So how do we pronounce telephone numbers? Well, the first rule is we pronounce each number separately. Separately. Example. We pronounce this 5834. 5834. We say each number separately. But this is wrong. So we do not say it as a whole number. We do not say 5834. That is wrong for a telephone number. And again, we do not say 5834. That is wrong when it is a telephone number. So when we are reading a long telephone number, we say each number separately. And the number 0 is in fact pronounced O, just like the letter O. So we do not say 0. So although it is in fact a 0, the number is a 0, but we pronounce it O. So we say 020. This is the London number, 020. And we do not say 020. Okay? Strictly speaking, it is correct. If you say this, then people will understand you, of course. They will understand you, but it is not really very common. Okay? So when you hear 020, this is what they mean. And there is a very short pause between each block. So remember, these are the blocks. This is one block. This is the second block. This is the third block. So when somebody reads the number, when somebody says a telephone number, they pause here and they pause here. Example. 020 7946 0620. So you hear the slight pause between each block. Okay? And this is very important. If a number appears in two consecutive positions in the same block, then we say double before the number. Let me give you an example. So here we can see the number 9 appears in 2 consecutive positions. There are 2 number 9s, one after the other one. So we say double. So when we read this, we say 01632 960 993. 993. We do not say 993. Okay? And if a number appears in 3 consecutive positions in the same block, we say treble before the number. So here there are in fact 3 number zeros, which of course we pronounce O. So there are 3 O's. So this is how we say it. 01632 96 0003. So 96 0003. Okay? But this only works if the numbers are in the same block. So all these O's are in the same block, and those 9s are in the same block. So we use double or treble. Some people, they say triple before the number. So they say 01632 96 0003. 0003. But so you will hear this sometimes. You will hear it, but I advise you not to use triple. Treble is the correct word to use. Treble is correct. Triple is not really correct, but you will hear it. Okay, so I'm going to now give you some practice. So the exercise is to write down the 6 telephone numbers that you hear and try to write them correctly in separate blocks. So listen carefully for the pause between each block. And write the answers as numbers, not as words. Okay? So there's going to be 6 questions. And I will give you the correct answer after each question. So I will wait a few seconds and then I will give you the correct answer. Okay? So here we are. Get ready. Here is question 1. 0121 496 0555. And the correct answer is 0121 496 0555. Question 2. 0151 496 0168. So the correct answer is 0151 496 0168. Question 3. 020 7946 0550. The correct answer is 020 7946 0550. Question 4. 07700 900 355. So the correct answer is 07700 900 355. Question 5. 029 2018 0376. The correct answer is 029 2018 0376. Question 6. 0114 496 0882. The correct answer is 0114 496 0882. Okay? So, that's the end of the lesson. And if you like those exercises, then there are more questions in these 2 videos. So in each video, there are 20 questions. So I strongly advise you to watch those other 2 videos and to practice understanding telephone numbers.